Kronk's New Groove is a direct-to-video animated film release by the Walt Disney Animated Company in December 13, 2005. It was produced at the Disney Toon Studio. The film is a sequel to like the 2000 Disney film Emperor's New Groove. All of the voice actors actually came back, and I mean all of them.
Hello and welcome to Cooking with Kronk. I'm your host, Patrick Warburton, and I play Kronk. Now,
well, Patrick, we are going to show you how to cook up a movie.
Picture. Which is like the first time in these sequel movies, to my knowledge, where all of them actually did come back. Holy shit. But anyways, welcome to my 20th. Holy shit, I have like 5 left, I think. I'm almost done with these direct-to-video sequels. It's been a fucking journey. I've been doing this shit for 20 weeks straight. So this is another movie where it's like a few stories broken up to form one story. It's not a TV show. Positive about this is that since it's broken up into stories, they do a better job at piecing them together, at least better than the Beauty and the Beast one and the Tarzan and Jane ones. But regardless, we'll go through all of this stuff towards the end. But yeah, if you remember, we got the David Spade in the first movie, all about him. This movie, of course, has all about Kronk, Patrick Warburton. You may know him from Family Guy, from Soaring Around the World, or Soaring Over California is my extent. Also, I forgot to turn on my lava lamp a couple hours ago, so we're doing with the same shit again. So you know what? At least it changes colors, so that's a positive. All right, open shot. The Disney Castle, mysterious music in the back. Oh, it's a different start than usual. Long ago, deep in the jungle, weird font. Again? Oh boy. Explosion. Is that cheese? What is that?
That's me, Kronk. Right, there I am.
So we get the same kind of parallel intro as the first movie, but with our boy Patrick. Yep, that is cheese, because the first movie had cheese jokes too. So he goes on about how his life was normal before today, and yeah, he just kind of recaps what happens before. So he's just at rock bottom right now. So it's time to hear his story. The Emperor's New Groove 2. Wait, Kronk's New Groove. So we have a chef on our hands. I'm glad the first movie is still fresh in my mind. I watched that the night before this. So you remember that scene in the first movie where he cooks for like 5 minutes? That's now his hobby and his job. So aroma goes around town and a song starts. I'm also just gonna point this out as a continuity issue right off the back. So you can look at this pizza box that he has here, he's holding, and now look at it when he sets it on the table. Did you think I wouldn't notice? So as he's delivering things to people around the village that's not pizza or even what he made in general, the lady singing the song just kind of sums up what happened in the first movie. You should be true to your groove. I don't know why, but every time I think about losing the groove, I think about losing my mojo. You know that reference, and shout out. The movie pauses. Oh, he's back. So Kuzco, David Spade, he pauses the movie similar to The Lion King 1.5, just to tell us that he is in the movie and that he's a changed man while showing
a 50-foot me. Oh, I love that.
He's here to watch the movie with us, guys, and he's also producing this one too. So just a heads up, I guess. You never know when he might just fucking butt in.
As a producer on Kronk, I really wanted to clear away any obstacles. Hopefully I, as a producer, can take care of all the problems that, frankly, nobody wants to deal with. That's my job.
Of course, our boy, John Goodman. John Goodman just out here. He was in The Jungle Book 2. He played Baloo. He fucking played Sully. Poncha and fam come to the same restaurant as the first movie. Kronk just works there now.
And head delivery boy.
Delivery boy logo used by permission and may not be reproduced without the express written consent of delivery boy local 8675309.
Right after that, he gets some mail. It's called a llama telegram. It's apparently very serious. His angel and his devil appear. Get used to that. They're going to pop up a lot. They don't say much, and then they just disappear. So Kronk's daddy-o is coming to visit, and he's very strict, and he knows he'll be sad in his life decisions so far. So we get a flashback to baby Kronk. Nothing that he does is good enough for Papa, and he especially doesn't want him as a chef. God forbid that. I'm kind of glad that they carried his like food passion into this. So he decided to tell his boss, old lady that his story about his nightmare.
So technically, I guess that would be a daymare.
So he visits its favorite retirement home to deliver food to. They are a little wild.
Now that's a lunch I can sink my teeth into.
All of this happens while Yzma is just kind of spying on him, just spying, then retreats and gives us a good little laugh. Interesting detail though is that the telescope has cat ears on it. So like, she should still be a cat, right? Because that's how the first one ended. So she should still be a cat. So Kronk follows a coin that leads him into the dumps, into a cat chamber. Oh, Yzma is a human again. Okay, but she has a cat tail. So like, wouldn't it have been better if she stayed as a cat this film? Like, think of all the cat jokes you could do, and we wouldn't have to be subjected to her ugliness.
I have a proposition for you.
So he wants nothing to do with her. She says she's changed and helps others now, especially the old folks. But Kronk, of course, he's gullible as always, and he agrees to help her. He pulls the lever. Wonderful. And we're in the small world ride right now.
Wait for it.
Does she also build these slides too? Because if so, she's like in the wrong business. Also paused it on this shot because I thought the background looked very abysmal, like very gross. She gives him a proposition that he needs to sell a youth potion, but he doesn't wanna because he doesn't wanna sell to the old people. But she counters it with I guess you won't get your house on that hill and your papa is gonna be disappointed. She sings a song about exactly what I just said. Visually, it looks nice.
Now sell, sell, sell!
So now we're selling. An old geezer takes their shot, nothing happens, but they feel younger. And that's all that matters. Then the song ends.
I put slime in a bottle, call it a youth potion, and they can't get enough. I'll be rich.
So that is why we are here. David Spade pauses the movie again just to tell us that she's scamming the old geezers.
Her potion's a fake. She's selling snake oil, people. Wake up.
And then Kuzco pulls a me and pauses the movie on a shot that he notices as well.
Bet you didn't see this.
I don't know, that's all he wanted to add, and then he just like, let's resume the movie. He's just like me, for real. Also, before we continue, can I just say that Yzma's giving them, I don't know what this is, sewer goop, fucking nuclear fucking fusion, fucking sewer water. I don't know what that is, but they drink a lot of it and they should be dead. So Kronk finally has enough money for his dream home on a hill, and then the old man.
Kronk, I heard you were looking for a house on a hill.
You heard right. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
It's a cartoon, guys. So he's like a businessman now. I don't know how or what he does. He even has his own secretaries.
Yes, Tina.
Marge.
Right. Wait. What?
There's naked old man Rudy comes back in. He's lost everything and he just wants more youth potions. And then he gives him a youth potion, Gollum reference.
My precious! Francis wants to keep it.
Angel and Devil come in to help Kronk realize that the potion doesn't do anything to the old geezers, and they show him a reflection of the old man Rudy, and he realizes that he hasn't changed, but also like, how long have they been on this potion to where they haven't been looking at each other and not realizing that they haven't changed or anything? Oh well, but it's time to tell the others anyways.
I almost forgot. They're about to elect Yzma Emperor.
I never knew that was an elective office.
Me either. So they crash the fucking election. They tell Yzma that they're still old, and so they chase her down and they ride skateboards to follow her. Maybe the potion did work, so she's about to jump.
Okay. Why don't we all just take a step back? Not you, Yzma.
I don't know why I laughed there. So she drinks the potion to turn herself into a bunny, then gets taken by a hawk or something. So I think she's dead.
That's hot.
Angel and Devil come back in to convince him to sell the house back to the old people, and he does. But now the secretaries are out of a job.
Oh, don't worry about us. We've already been contacted by a team of headhunters.
I don't know what that was. Then, oh my God, we're back to the beginning of the movie. Hey, did you forget 3 stories here? Get with the program. So he says to the old lady that he was telling the story to in the beginning that doing good cost him his dream home and his girl. So guess what the second story is? So Kronk's a camp counselor now. He has a lot of ranges. Junior Chipmunk Challenge is gonna begin soon, but there's a competition, a different camp right next to them. The aquatic games are gonna be starting now, and we meet the competition and their counselor.
Now, give me the doll. Yes, I'll have to have a word with her.
I wonder if she's gonna be the love interest here. So the next scene, of course, Kronk runs into her.
Feet like a pair of landlocked tugboats. Knees like brass doorknobs. Elbows so rough they could take the grain right off a 2x4.
Everyone does dream different. Immediately they hit it off just like that. Now they're in love. They introduce each other.
I'm Kronk.
I'm Birdwell.
You're Birdwell? You're a girl.
Then the kids splash them.
She's all wet.
And now they hate each other because, competition. So a good start so far. So like the aquatic competition goes to Birdwell because Kronk ruined it for them, I guess. Better luck next time. So now it's the next time and they won the foot race. Then they lost the build a bridge with a rope contest, but they won the archery contest, but they lost the swinging one, but they won the canoe one, but they lost the build a sandcastle one. Then the movie just kind of gives up here and it's all tied up.
It all comes down to one event.
The Chipmunk Cheer-Off.
Tipo, if you remember him, Pancha, John Goodman's son from the first movie, he has a good and bad moment, but it doesn't really go anywhere. Yeah, they just love bringing up the good and bad a bunch. So Kronk goes to spy on her and sees her beating on some dough. The good and bad show up again just because. They confront her and they argue about eggs and raisins. She starts crying, picking up the raisins. They make up and flirt again.
My eggs, your raisins. We could bake beautiful bread together.
Then Let's Groove Tonight by Earth, Wind, and Fire starts playing and they dance while baking. I don't know, this part just gave me the Shake Your Groove thing and the extremely goofy movie vibes with the disco scene of Those Lovebirds. I do love Let's Groove Tonight. I can't play any of it, but they dance. There's even a Tarzan reference. They are just having the best night of their lives.
This is good. You want to make it better.
But the way the robot is done is like a lot of, kind of overlapping actions.
The way the arms come up is great.
And he asks her to take off her hat to see the real her. That's the real her. I don't know, there's like a lot of weird sexual tension here with them with like oven mitts and baking. So they give each other nicknames. We got Kronky Poo and Birdie Poo. You get it? And then he falls off, but he's fine. He writes to Papa saying that he found true love. He's ready to send that off. Kuzco pauses the movie again. Remember him. He paused this emotional story to cry and to remind us that he's still here. And then he tells us to go back to the movie. So thank you. So back in the movie, they tell the kiddos that the feud is over and that they are weirded out because they are like finishing each other's sentences. So it's a little creepy.
But nice creepy.
So now it's time for the cheer-off competition, but it's going to be a fun competition this time. But where is Tipo? He's concocting a itching powder to ruin the fun. Let's see where this goes. So back with Kronky Poo and Birdie Poo, he does a fake like proposal and he gives her some like Birdie Poo mittens. She accepts it. Is this a marriage? I don't know. Leave a heart smoke cloud or a fart cloud that she kind of stares at. So I mean, I guess that's something. All right. Let's get through this cheer off, y'all. They do some jumps. It's all nice and well, but Tipo put the itching powder into the chalk and accidentally leaves the bag behind with his name on it. I wonder if that's gonna come up later. During their performance, the itching powder is taking effect and Tipo told Kronk what he did and he fails to catch her as she falls. After the competition, Birdie Poo sees the bag and it has Tipo's name on it. Oh my God. Good and bad show up again, telling him how to handle the situation. Eventually they convince Kronk to just take the blame for him, says that he told him to do it, which, I mean, he didn't tell him to do it, but he kind of told him to do it. Anything for that win.
Wait!
So she hands him back the mittens. Wedding is off. Can't even call her Birdie Poo anymore.
Don't call me ever.
It's a sad scene as we transition back into the present in the kitchen. Look at that, an actual good transition in these films.
All I have to remember her by are these. I've got nothing.
I really like that joke, guys. Might be my favorite joke in the movie. So yeah, we're done with the flashbacks for now. Now we're just waiting for Papa to show up. His boss tells him to get back to work, and he's stressing about his father. Then she says his father is here, and he panics again.
Where am I gonna find a wife and kids and house on a hill?
Hey, Kronk, I gotta get the wife and kids back to our house on the hill.
How convenient. So Kronk convinces Pancha and his family to be his family. And then he does all that as Papa shows up, so they really got much of a split-second decision to make this up, so they have to roll with it. He's a Florida man, by the way.
My father is a surgeon. I'm an actor. He saves lives. I goof around.
Poppy comes in, he sees Kronk's wife and kids, shows him the house that he lives at. He's impressed as he constantly insults him, but he's a proud papa. He almost gets the thumbs up, but then John Goodman shows up trying to be his wife, but they convince him to be the granny. So once he found out he's the granny, Papa is now falls in love with John Goodman. But the real question is, how is Kronk gonna cook for them? He's a chef. So while all of this is happening, Tipo, he's running into town. He runs into Old Man Rudy, asks Old Man Rudy for help.
The cavalry's coming!
Let's see where that goes. Also, what is Tipo doing? It kind of doesn't really explain what else he does the rest until the end. So he's also running to like do something else, which we'll find out in a second. All right, so to speed things up a little bit. So Kronk needs to cook for basically the whole restaurant at this point, but secretly, while Papa gets to know Granny Goodman a little bit better. So he does one of those back and forth to the kitchen gags, kitchen gags, table, kitchen gags, table. Old Man Rudy eventually shows up faster than expected, dressed as another wife for Kronky Poo. The man is busy. The dad eventually bursts in the kitchen fed up with what the fuck is happening.
She's Mrs. Kronk, and she's Mrs. Kronk.
No, Poppy, I can explain.
Literally, I shit you not. Everyone in the damn town shows up claiming that they are Mrs. Kronk. All the old people from the first short, the kids, Tina and Marge, the secretaries, fucking Kuzco Spade.
Baby! You like how I weaseled myself in the movie? Nice.
Kuzco?
Why wasn't Kuzco in this movie if he was in this movie? Like, I feel like he could have been part of the movie, but like, he's just, what was the point of him here? The pot has boiled and it exploded, and now we're finally back to the beginning of the movie. The cheese explosion. The movie has a cohesive plot. I'm actually amazed. He comes up the stairs to confess everything to his papa, and I mean everything.
And these aren't my kids. Not even the ones who really are kids.
All he wanted was a thumbs up from his papa. Before dad can rip into him, his friends show up. They tell Papa that he sold the house to the old people. He gave up his ex-girlfriend Birdie Poo to protect his friends. Kronk was even amazed that the old lady was even listening to his stories. I was. So, he has his friends and he has everything that he needs. I guess this is what convinced Papa to hit him with a...
Proud of you, son. Anyway, we just wanted to get the big thumbs up, and we'd do just about anything to get it.
Anything?
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, I guess that's all it took for Papa. He'd change a heart just like that before he was gonna fucking destroy him for being a cook. But you remember Tipo? He finally comes back with who? He brought a friend.
Hello, Kronky Poo.
Miss Birdie Poo.
Wow. It's just a happy ending all around. It can't get better than this. A song starts to play to end it off. Be true to your groove. It ends as we pan out to Bunny Yzma. Do you remember her? As the birds eat her. She is dead. Roll credits, and that's the Emperor's New Kronk's New Groove 2. Shake Your Groove thing by B5 plays in the background. Do you remember them? I do. I wonder where they're at now. I'm not gonna lie, the song actually fits the credits here, unlike 90% of the other ones that I've done. It ends with the Disney Toon Studio Animation that I just love. All right, listen, I didn't hate this movie, but it wasn't great. Look, I'll give it this. When I'm comparing these movies strictly in just the sequel movies of the 20 I've done so far, it has a plot, made sense to an extent in a cartoon form.
Advice for anybody who wants to get into the animation business.
Well, you have to be able to draw very well.
It was unnecessary Yes. It's a similar structure to the original. Yes. That references itself a lot. Yes. But it's a pass on mine. It's a pass on mine as like a good bad movie. You know, many film critics have stated that the film has great voice talents, but weak storylines and not much groove.
When I write, I do the voices as I type the dialogue, so you kind of have to hear it out loud. It's me, you idiot. Oh, yeah, that's...
The DVD, of course, has some behind-the-scenes stuff. There's one called How to Cook a Movie, which is kind of what I've been clipping in and out throughout this whole video so far. I found it very funny and well-made. Surprisingly, there's like no deleted scenes here that I could find compared to like the over 12 minutes from the first movie deleted scenes. There's also 2 DVD games called Kronk's Brain Game, which does have Patrick's voice actor in there playing him, but there's some rando playing Kuzco that's not David Spade.
Now, as you can see, he's got 3 things left to do on his list, and he's got to get them done before Daddy arrives.
I don't know what this game is. It's like 90% looking through these like fucking like goggle holes. So whatever. Another game called Pyramid Scheme on the DVD, which is literally just a trivia game, get points. So who cares about that one? Also, don't forget to register your DVD. Other than that, y'all, there's not much else. This is just one of those movies that came and went. It did sell really well, but who talks about it anymore? I do. So thank you for joining me. Join me next time where I cover the next Disney direct to VHS, DVD movie, Bambi 2. Oh, this one's gonna be a doozy.
And voila, you have a movie.
Wow.